It's a good evening there. Good evening. It's a correct.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna get a slide from my PowerPoint. I think most of you were here when I went over Hemohim last time. Is it how many of you are new? Or how many of you are actually taking Hemohim? I know like Hemohim is not yet available in Atomy UK website, but you all are ordering from Atomy Korea. So how many of you are already a consumer of Hemohim? Wow, amazing. I see lots of hands up. I wish I see that many hands up in Canada where you see also. See, that's a passion we are looking for. Even the product not yet available in Atomy UK, but you're willing to get the product from all the way from Korea. Anybody have an amazing testimony already by trying Hemohim? Most of you? I think to me, it's impossible not to have amazing experience with Hemohim. People think that, oh, I don't have any special illness, I don't have any problems, so maybe I cannot expect. It was me. I didn't have any illness. I consider myself was a very healthy person, even when I was introduced to Hemohim. But my only weakness was seasonal allergy. And when I noticed myself that I don't have the allergy symptom anymore after taking Hemohim, that's when I went crazy with Atomy. I mean, when I was introduced to Hemohim, of course, the business opportunity was introduced to me also from my mom, but I was very negative about the information because, as we all know, it's network marketing. And people like me who doesn't really have a business mindset, who just have an employee mindset. I love working at a bank as a manager, so let me just enjoy my life. But when Hemohim got rid of my allergy, which I had it for almost like 8-9 years, and got rid of my allergy symptoms, and it really improved my energy. It boosted my energy. That's when I went crazy, and that's what I want to share. So not just all my personal experience, why Hemohim is amazing, and why we need to start taking Hemohim, and why I need to be nonstop sharing the goodness of this product. So you all can see the slide, and the slide I'm showing probably it's not the first time that you are going to see. If you are great researcher, when you are checking many other YouTube information or Hemohim information, some of the information that I'm sharing, you probably have seen it already. So as you already know, Hemohim, it's not a medication. So when we are sharing Hemohim, many people asking, okay, what is it good for? Like what symptom, what illness? So people thinking that this is a certain types of medication where it's going to work for certain conditions of the body. But I don't have a medical license, but still I can even share Hemohim, even the stranger, which I met on the street. Why? Because Hemohim considered as a natural, as you can see here, like mixed herbal extract, natural health supplement. It's not a medicine. So I don't have to know their conditions. I can easily share Hemohim to anybody that I meet. So that's the one big information we need to know about Hemohim. Hemohim is not a medicine. If it is a medicine, anybody working as a nurse, who's a doctor here, other than, oh, okay, so Muffy, it's only, I think Muffy will be the only one will be able to share, licensed to share Hemohim. But person like me, I don't have a medical background, so which means I'm not legally allowed to share Hemohim information. But everyone, even my daughter, she's only 10, but she can even go out to share her Hemohim experience. Only 10, underage can share because it's a natural health supplement. And when people ask me, what is the Hemohim good for? Of course, I can ask them to sit down and we can chat for an hour, but not many people have that hour to listen to my story. So I usually say, Hemohim, it will boost your immune system. Before pandemic, when I mentioned immune system, oh, you know what? My doctor told me that I have a good immune system. I think my immune system is pretty good. People are kind of naive about their immune system and then the terms for the immune system. But as pandemic happened around the world, people are focusing on what could be the good supplement to boost my immune system, protect my immune system. That's a key word that people are looking for. But for us, as Atomians, we have a perfect answer already. Hemohim, what it does many things, but if somebody asks you, what does the Hemohim do? It strengthens and it boosts immune system. It protects immune system. let me just go a little bit more. What is it, Hemohim? So the reason I'm showing you this is your personal assignment today after the meeting. I don't know whether Arjoyce giving me the assignment or not, but after the meeting, I sometimes give our partners, this is assignment. In order for you to understand a little bit more about Hemohim, as a distributor, as a business person, we need to do our own diligence of searching the information. You will be able to visit CARI, Korean Atomic Energy Research Institute website. When you visit there, you won't be asking any more questions about Hemohim, because that was my situation. When Hemohim first introduced to me, because it was my mom, I didn't ask about the product because I trust my mom. But when we start sharing Hemohim to the strangers, when there is no trust developed, people curious. People are being suspicious. Are you just asking me to take this product so you can make money? But when we share Hemohim, it's not about the money. It's not about the PB. When we share Hemohim, we want them to really live a healthier lifestyle. That's the really one reason we are sharing Hemohim, because from my experience, from hearing all different people's experience, how Hemohim can change their lifestyle. Then how can we convince them to have a belief on this product? If you cannot really trust me, I usually ask them to visit Korean Atomic Energy Research Institute website, because this website is not governed by Atomy Korea. It is run by Korean government. As we all know, Korean Atomic Energy Research Institute, they are government-funded laboratory institution. They're not owned by millionaires in Korea. They are governed by Korean government. So all the things they are doing it there, it's funded by the taxpayers, like funded by the government. So when I found out the Hemohim was invented there, to me, no question to be asked. How many of you know NASA? NASA in USA. When I mentioned NASA, everybody says, oh yeah, I know NASA. Yes, that's where astronauts are training. CARI has an equivalent level of technology. And I'm not saying it because I'm Korean. It is well known among the society that Korean Atomic Energy Research Institute has a higher, more advanced technology. That's why even people, the scientists from NASA, traveling all the way to Korea to learn. And when we're talking about the technology level, we're talking about how many countries in this world will be able to produce a space food. Fun quiz. How many countries in this world, I don't know how many total countries around the world, but how many countries they do have a technology can produce a space food? Anybody knows? After you know this, you'll be more proud to share Hemohim. Only 3 countries out of that many countries around the world, Korea, Russia, USA. Those are the only 3 countries that have a technology, the level of technology to make a space food. Because as we all know, I didn't study to be astronaut, but we all know astronauts, they cannot bring, pizza that we eat or kimchi we eat or, like cup noodle we are eating. They need to have a specially packed food to bring the space. CARI have that technology. And 50% of the electricity in Korea are coming from CARI. So there are so many things. So for you visiting this website and finding out what types of technology, what types of things they are doing, and from their fusion technology department, Hemohim invented, you will have 0 question to be asked about Hemohim. And when somebody asks you, are you really sure? You can tell them proudly with your convincing power that, yes, I know where Hemohim is made it, and I know all the scientists working there are top-notch scientists in Korea. No question to be asked about Hemohim. So that's my assignment to all of you. After this, you will have fun. You will have fun to learn new information, and you will enjoy sharing to other partners. So that's one. Take it there. Hemohim, how many years it took? 8 years. So this is official information we are sharing. It took 8 years for the CARI to come up with the Hemohim. But in order for the carry to research and development, what do they need? They need money. They won't be able to do the research and development without the money because they need to pay the scientists. They need to pay for the facility. You know, they have to pay for all the ingredients they are working on to make Hemohim. Who funded? Korean government. How much? $5 million US. And with that money, it took 8 years for them to come up with the amazing supplement like Hemohim. Because when government give $5 million, it was simple order. We want to protect the health of the scientists working at Carey. Because as you can see from the slide which I showed you previously, the scientists working in the Carey exposed to higher density of the radiation. We're not talking about the radiation level. We're talking daily lives, microwave or computers or cell phone. They are exposed to much higher density. So the government wanted to protect the health of scientists. That's where Hemohim was a confidential. It was a national project.
Yeah.
And during the project, what they found out, this product is amazing. I think we should test it at the cancer hospital. So they tested at the Korea Cancer Hospital. And after they tested, what they found out, all the symptoms that cancer patients usually have, it's eliminated. So I think it's not good. Only scientists in Carey should be taking this Hemohim. I think we should make it public because where the $5 million came from, it's from the taxpayers. So I think it's right for us to share those products. I didn't include on the slide, but when before Atomy got involved, how much was the Hemohim sold for? Oh, my slide has been disappeared. What happened? Okay, 1 second. Okay, now good. You can see the slide. Perfect. Yes. So when they decided to sell it public before Atomy getting involved, guess how much the Hemohim was sold for? 1 box of Hemohim. Just to give you that information, in Canada we're selling it for $130 for 1 box. But you know how much was it sold for before Atomy got involved? This product is amazing. Let's share it to all the citizens in Korea. But it didn't go successfully because each box was sold for around $700. Yes, doesn't matter how amazing product is, how many people can afford $700 every month, right? So we should be thanking to Atomy for getting involved and making the price of the per box lower. And another information here, yes, it was 8 years and 3 years they tested in a cancer hospital. That's why they decided to make it public, and it was also approved by US FDA. And this is the information just to help you. When I started sharing Hemohim, what did I mention? Hemohim is not a medicine. Hemohim is considered as a natural health supplement. How can we prove that? It doesn't have any toxicity inside. Even if it has a 0.1% of toxicity, which means it considers a medicine and it should have a special dosage. You cannot take more than this because it has a toxins. But as you can see, because I don't even know all those names, because like I mentioned, I don't have any medical background. I'm not really good with the chemistry. So when I look at all those names and when I Googled it, it's all the names of the toxins they could find in terms of types of food. So when they're testing, they need to test it. If this Hemohim containing this, but as a result, it says ND, nothing detected. They could not detect anything. So that's for that reason, Hemohim was able to be classified as a natural health supplement. So Hemohim, because of the name, some people think it's only for male. Is it their Hemo/her? At first, I thought it was a joke, but some people really took it seriously. It says him. But just to let you know, Hemo, as I mentioned, it wasn't the name which Carey made it to sell it. It was a project. It was a project name. So Hemo stands for hemoglobin. It creates a red blood cells. Because as we know, as we are aging, our blood gets thicker and darker, and it's creating less red blood cells than when we're younger. But by taking Hemohim, people say, "Oh, I can feel that I'm living my life again," especially from seniors. And we can see them; they are aging slowly because every day by taking Hemohim, it creates a red blood cells. And like this him in Korean, this him means power. But the HIM also has its own definition. H stands for hematopoiesis, right? The production of the blood cells and, carries through your body. And I for immune. And M for modulation. So not only boosting your immune system, Hemohim also works to modulate. So my situation, like I mentioned, I had an allergy, seasonal allergy, which means every spring, every fall, certain substances coming into my body, my immune system overreacting. But by taking Hemohim, what happens? It will be able to suppress it down and average out. People who have a low cholesterol, high cholesterol, diabetes issues, people who have a diabetes issue because their sugar level, it's not normal as ordinary people. So by taking Hemohim, it helps to modulate it. So it's not only focusing on boosting immune system, it also helps with that modulation. That's why recently I heard an amazing testimony from one of the crown master. She said the reason she joined Atomy because her menopausal symptom has been eliminated by taking Hemohim. Because that I'm not in that stage yet, but for the people who are going through the menopausal stage, they say my mood swing up and down, my body temperature up and down. So like your hormone system is irregular. It's not normal. But by taking Hemohim, it normalize it. That's why the people who's going through the menopausal symptoms, when they take Hemohim, they can have a better. So Hemohim, as I mentioned, it's not about the money. It can help people to have a quality of life. So this is information you'll be able to find on the Atomy website. So what is that Hemohim really good for? It will increase the number of NK cells. And before joining at Atomy, when I first attended the meeting and when they told me, oh, Hemohim increase the number of NK cells, to me, I know that's English, but what does that mean? So NK cells, natural killer cells in our bone marrow. And the speaker, she explained it really simply. It's like army cells in our body. So, let's say there's a dangerous pathogen. So like some cold virus coming into your body, a certain virus coming into your body. When you have a lot of NK cells, it eats those bad viruses. By taking Hemohim, it increased the number of NK cells. And during pandemic, some of the news in USA, they talk about the NK cells. People who have a lot of higher number of NK cells will be able to fight over the COVID virus coming into their body. That's when people, oh yeah, I heard about Hemohim. By taking Hemohim, it will increase the number of NK cells. Let me give it a try. So now people are more aware of Hemohim and the NK cells, and it increases the production of the cytokine, as it is indicated here, enhance immunity and immunocyte vitality. So basically, like I mentioned, Hemohim, it strengthens, boosts your immune system, and helps with the modulation. So those are the key terms you can remember when you are sharing Hemohim. Since Hemohim is an amazing product, people usually ask, what are the ingredients? It's only three ingredients. I mean, when you go to the website, you'll probably able to find a little bit of a honey, this and that, but these are the three main herbs. So you can even write down the name. Usually send the slide to Arjoyce. You can share the slide. You can do some Googling on your own. This is not a special herb. Some Chinese doctors in their office, they also have dried herb of this, but they cannot make Hemohim. Why? Because they don't have the technology. It's not about finding a rare herbal ingredient. Those are the herbal which you can even find on Amazon. You'll be able to find Angelica Radix supplement, the pills, and the peony, you'll be able to find the supplement selling in powder form, you'll be able to find it. But can we make Hemohim out of mixing all three? We can't, because we don't have the technology level, because we don't have a technology to remove all those toxins, because a herb ingredient still contains toxins inside. But with the technology in Kerry, they were able to eliminate all of it. So it's not just about mixing all three ingredients. They know exactly which percentage also. So in order for them to come up with this 3 ingredient, they tested thousands of herbs, like fruit and vegetables, which it can be mixed to boost immune system. But out of all that, these are the 3 main herbs which they've been picked. And if you look at all those symptoms this individual herb can help, actually those are all the symptoms that Hemohim can be beneficial to those people. And this is the quick information about Hemohim. As I mentioned, eliminating toxicity, promotes hematogenesis, immunity, regeneration of living tissue. That's why I have one lady. She's 75 years old. She's living in a budget, so she cannot really afford absolute skincare set. But every time I see her, I can really see her skin changing, the complexion changing. I can see less wrinkles. She said she can feel that she's getting younger by taking Hemohim. Regeneration of living tissue. So by taking Hemohim, it's not only helping her to have a good energy level every day, not only that, it helps her to stay healthy and look younger. Not everyone, but I heard it from 3 people that their mother usually grow like white hair now, but after taking Hemohim for 2 years, now she's growing with a black hair. So it's not a joke. So, some people, Hemohim can work differently. It's not going to happen to everyone, but actually we have seen the picture and we heard it from the lady that, oh, you know what, surprisingly, I didn't dye my hair, but when I see my new hair coming up, actually it was black. So maybe it could be the result of Hemohim. And we're not doubting it because Hemohim water is included in our Absolute shampoo. And many people who's using Absolute shampoo, they also experiencing a similar thing. So I think this one explains what I have explained earlier. So as I mentioned, from 8 years of research and development, 3 years, they also tested in a cancer hospital. So 5 breast and uterus cancer patients, they took Hemohim, recovery speed increased by 60%. All those symptoms they go through, the discoloration of their skin, lose the main number one thing, the side effect of the chemo radiation therapy, what is it? Losing appetite. That's why they really don't have energy to go for the next session. But Hemohim helped them. See, I cannot really explain medically, but I have a lot of like a nurse partners. They said, explain this way. In order for them to go for next session, doctor need to count their white blood cell level. But Hemohim help to increase. So they will be able to, if doctor tell them you need to go for 10 radiation therapy, like certain number of chemotherapy, they will be able to finish the session. Because many of the people, after 1 or 2 sessions, they gave up because it's too hard. Vomiting, they say it's really, really hard for them to go for next session. Yes, their will to fight for cancer, it is there, but physically they are too tired. But what does Hemohim do? Hemohim helping them to fight over cancer. We will not explain or we will not share that Hemohim will cure cancer. That's a very dangerous statement, but Hemohim can help. Hemohim can support them to maintain their energy and they can fight over cancer. They will be able to, right? They'll be able to complete the radiation or chemotherapy, which they are signed by the doctors. So this is the information that Atomy Korea provided from Kerry. As I mentioned, this was a national project. And once this project has been done, what they need to do, they need to share the results because they done the research and development by the taxpayers' money. So it is their right to, the city taxpayer has a right to know where the $5 million has been spent. So it was the information you can easily find on YouTube, on Google. When you just Google for Hemohim, you'll be able to find those information. And it's not one individual person posted, it's official information, which is posted by Kerry. Information came from Kerry, and this is what they have found out. Before taking Hemohim, after. So it has lots of NK cells. So imagine, so according to the scientist who explained about this graph, beginning of the atomy stage, he said this is a cancer cells. This dark part over here is like some cancer cells, but by increasing the number of NK cells, this NK cells, I think I have seen the NK cells at YouTube, but it looks like a Pac-Man. Anybody know the game Pac-Man? It's like a round one which has a big mouse. So actually NK cell looks like a Pac-Man. So when those dangerous pathogens coming in, they go eat them. So when you have more, what happened? You'll be able to go and destroy those dangerous cells. So I think this slides simply explain how amazing Hemohim is. And this one too. This one has been taken by the people who go through the radiation cancer therapy. Healthy cells, but when they're exposed to radiation, what happened? It deformed. But by taking Hemohim, it try to go back to the original formation. This is a comparison of the information with other types of immune boosting natural, not a medicine, natural supplement. So, in Korea, Asia, they have a different types of ginsengs too. Some of the ginseng, I know one gentleman, he came on the TV and he mentioned that many of the cancer patients ask him to find the specific ginseng on the mountain. You know how much the root cost? Simply starting from $1,000. The ginseng, which can help to, not cure, to help them to fight over cancer, easily $1,000. So which means only people who has the money be able to afford that types of ginseng. But that ginseng or different types of mushroom, Hemohim, 70 times better. So this is from that nature. Right, ginseng, it's not made. It is from the nature. It's from the underground, right? And the mushroom, it's naturally grown. But Hemohim, it's a man-made. It's made by Korean Atomic Energy Research Institute, and as a result, it's 17 times better than any of the immune boosting supplement, like immune boosting natural supplement that you know. So Hemohim, it's not only well known in Korea, it also have a license to share. So which means they have a patents all over, I can say all over all the major countries that we know. So Europe have it already, Japan and USA. But people who are working in a pharmaceutical area, they were very surprised when they saw this slide, because you know what? I know I'm a US FDA, because they will not indicate this word, anti-cancer activity. In order for them to give a patent as this function, this Hemohim must be really good, because they will not give description as anti-cancer activity. So when you look at the description from US patent, you will know what is Hemohim good for. Improving anti-cancer activity, immune response, hematopoiesis of body, protect the body from oxidative damage, and method of preparing the same. Okay, so people usually doubting about the quality of a Hemohim, we can just send them this slide, because when you Google this number, when you just type this number, US 06964785, this number, they will be able to see the information with their own eyes. It's not posted by Active Korea or not posted by Carrie. They will be able to find another official information, so they can make decisions on their own to start taking Hemohim or not. But most of the times, after researching 1 or 2 pages, most people, yes, let me give it a try with the Hemohim, because nothing to lose. So when we take Hemohim, some people might go through healing crisis. I don't really talk about this during a meeting, but this is a business meeting and all of you are working at a distributor. And when you share Hemohim, when your members and partners start taking Hemohim, they might go through some symptoms. Some people say, oh, once I start taking Hemohim, I have a fever. My temperature went up. And people who usually have cholesterol, diabetes, certain issues, their issue get worsened for a short period of time. So when you hear the message, you get scared. Oh, I took Hemohim, but I could not sleep. I feel dizzy. There is an explanation for all those things. So, this slide can be shared to all of you, so you can just have it in your phone. So when you share Hemohim and when you get information from your members that, oh, I'm having this symptom, without worrying about it, you can just double check. Oh, probably you have an issue in your stomach. You have an issue in your liver. Probably that's why So let's say people who has issue on their liver, they could vomit after trying Hemohim, but it's not a negative response. Actually, Hemohim, it's working in their body. That's why it's giving them. So we call it healing crisis. So in order for body to be healed with the Hemohim, it gives us a certain symptoms. So sense of I feel like I had it, increase the sleep and fatigue, drowsiness. This is one thing that I heard a lot from the people. And the blood. Actually, I had two people who actually experienced a blood in stool, so they were really scared, but I could not explain in medical term. I was scared to hear this story, but since I have this chart, I explained to them. Instead of taking 2, probably you can reduce to 1, but don't stop. What is the Hemohim doing? It's releasing all the toxins from your body. It's a part of a healing. It's a part of a healing crisis. And usually, the one gentleman, he's around, I think it was like over 65, and he said he noticed it blood in stool for 2 days, but I told him just continue taking Hemohim. On the 4th day, he said, "Oh, not anymore," and I feel much lighter. I feel much better. One thing I know for sure about Hemohim, as I mentioned, there is a zero toxicity inside of Hemohim. So it can never harm people. And we heard it from many people, they also feeding their dog. So it's not only for humans, you're also working for their dog. So what are they doing? After they're finishing the sachet of Hemohim, they open it up. When they cut it open, there's still some parts remaining. So they're giving their dog to lick it. And they noticed the huge differences. And we also heard it from one naturopathic doctor. She also fed to her horse. So any living things, it's amazing. And people who love Hemohim, they do all those crazy things. They dilute Hemohim into a water and they're giving it to their plants. So what she have noticed is she said the leaf of the plant is shinier. I'm not really a plant person, so I cannot try it on myself, but I do have a lot of ladies who loves plant. They say, I just give it a try out of curiosity. So I just dilute Hemohim into the water, and then I give that to my plants, because to me, those plants are like my babies. And later I noticed that the leaf of the plants are shinier. So we know Hemohim, it's amazing. And if people ask me, who should take Hemohim? As long as you are breathing in, breathing out, you need Hemohim. And what age which we can introduce Hemohim? According to the box that we have in Anatomy Canada, I don't think that information indicated any other countries, but for Anatomy Canada, it says you should be introducing Hemohim to a children age above 6 years old.